Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of wine and an old dirt road, and you're ready to go if you want to. Hey, thanks everybody for joining us today. Live Music Nation podcast, Holiday Festival Edition. Today, we are with Lynelle Shubert. She is from Waukene. Just looking forward to this because it's extensive, the things that they are doing right there. Christmas City of the High Plains, tree lighting ceremony happens the day after Thanksgiving. Is that right?
Always the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Perfect. Lynelle, thanks for joining us. Give us a little background on you. Where'd you grow up? Talk a little bit about your family and your career.
Oh, wow. Well, I actually grew up in Fort Collins, Colorado, but
Okay.
my grandmother was a native of Trico County. And so I used to, as a kid, come back for tree lighting ceremony and weddings and family reunions and that kind of thing. And 1999 brought me a life change, and I got to move here with my two boys, and I felt like I moved home. So I love Waukene, but I'm not really a Colorado girl. I really think I'm a Kansas girl.
Well, you could be. You are now. That's for definite sure.
Now.
So
I saw a quote on Facebook that said, anybody can love the mountains, but it takes a soul to love the prairie.
oh, there you go. There you go. I like that. All right, let's jump in. Let's jump into your Winter Festival. Talk about this event. People that have never been there, when they get to town, what are they going to see?
Okay, well, Waukene started. Let's talk about the history of what you're going to see.
Perfect.
The idea was born in 1948 by two local businessmen. Art Krause, he had Krause Hardware downtown, and side note, that is now the Western Kansas Saloon, but it used to be a hardware store. And then he worked with his friend Jake Heckman, who was a local banker.
Hey, he's got a good name.
Artist. Yeah. So together, these two guys got together and decided that they wanted to put together a holiday display. So they started in the basement of Krause Hardware and made these things out of cardboard to begin with, to life size, so they could figure it out. And anyway, the display went up in 1950, and they added a few decorations here and there until 1956, when they just said, okay, it's done. So now for over 70 years, this 4-block square is quite the nostalgic holiday experience. You can't come and not get in the spirit. So the 35-foot tree is made out of fresh pine. It has over 2,000 lights, and the tree sits in the middle square of town on the bricks, and has a canopy of blue lights. And this is what kills me, is it's got 4 ivory stars on the top, so you can see it from no matter where on the intersection you are. Those stars are 5 feet. They're huge. Huge. Okay. I kind of digress a little bit. I'm trying to describe it to you because I want you to.
No, I want you to. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So then the downtown is draped in green garlands, and then the handcrafted bells and wreaths and stars that these guys created, and trees. And you'll see that the light bulbs are hung on the street poles like trees. And there's over 6,300 lights and over 3 miles of electrical wiring. And we use over 600 pounds of fresh greenery and over 100 yards of greenery roping. So there's 4 blocks covered. My favorite story about this, though, is that in the 1950s, they could not get the colored light bulbs they wanted. So they bought clear light bulbs, and they and the community hand dipped these light bulbs so that they would be red, green, yellow, and blue. Now we buy them commercially. But anyway, that's one of my favorite stories.
All right, here's my question. Like, they hand dipped them in what? Because
in paint.
Yeah, but how's that not going to burn? How's it not going to get too hot?
Okay. So remember, this guy had a hardware store,
right?
So I can't answer your question, but that's how I'm answering your question. He probably knew. I don't know. And I will say this though, that the paint that's on them was clear.
Mm,
And we have some of those bulbs that actually our Chamber of Commerce will sell you one of those Christmas light bulbs for $5 as a
okay.
fun. But and the paint is chipping off after 50 years, but it was kind of cool that they hand dipped them. And like I said,
Yeah.
now we buy them commercially. And we've had people say, well, when are you going to go to LED lights? And yeah, that we won't, because it's the nostalgia.
You're
Now,
gonna have to. Joe Biden's gonna take those away from you.
and
Just kidding. It blew me away.
small town.
So, you grew up on a farm, right? In small towns, right?
I did not. Like I said, I grew up in Fort Collins.
All right. That's not a small town. I don't know.
No,
I don't know how big
it's
Fort
not.
Collins is. Geez. But but your pipes freeze, right?
No.
Somewhere in Fort Collins, there's some people whose pipes freeze every winter. Well, listen, an incandescent light bulb in a crawl space is enough to keep a pipe from freezing in the winter. Well, now that we can no longer get incandescent light bulbs, now you got to run some sort of heat source to keep your pipes from freezing in your basement or your crawl space. It's just that's my rant for the day. I was blown away when I was told you can no longer buy an incandescent light bulb. I thought they were pulling my leg, and I went to Home Depot and Lowe's and Walmart, and they are not on the shelves anymore. I'm just blown away. So the fact that y'all can get Christmas lights that are incandescent, I'm blown away. I'm completely astonished.
Wow, that's good to know. I did not realize this was going to become a problem.
It maybe not for y'all because you got a connection, right? I don't know.
I don't know.
I
So,
don't know. I
okay,
don't know.
so
Lynn,
let's go
let me
back
ask you
to
this.
the festival.
You have a tremendous passion for this. Why?
Oh my gosh. I think I do really like being in a small town. I think Fort Collins was too big and I was feeling a little lost. And I really feel like there you go. They talk about making a difference for your community. And yeah. Well, here I feel like I really can. And I don't know, for some reason, like I said, I feel like I moved home and I loved it. And I sat on the tourism board for 10 years before I became the tourism director. So I just have a passion for this community. I
Well,
don't know why. I just do.
you hear it in your voice, and if we could see your face, we probably see it in your face. But I understand it's it's a passion of yours, and I love that.
It
That's
is. It is.
fantastic.
So we've talked about okay, so let's go back to the Saturday after Thanksgiving,
Yep.
because at that point the tree is up, the garlands are up, the Christmas music is being piped down the sidewalk, and it's that Saturday, and that morning starts with a fun run that's sponsored by our rec, and then you can go to the bazaar, the Christmas bazaar, Christmas bazaar, which last year filled both of the gyms of the high school and the commercial building and the 4-H building. So it was a huge Christmas bazaar. That went all day. They even had food trucks. And then at 6 o'clock about 4:30 is when the magic begins downtown. So about 4:30, if you come downtown, you'll see live reindeer, and they are not caribou, they are reindeer. Big difference. They are the coolest things. And we get those from Hedrick's in Nickerson, Kansas. He brings them up. And then we have a virtual reality sleigh ride so that you are in Santa's sleigh and you are riding that sleigh over the rooftops and steering the reindeer. And it's a lot of fun.
That sounds cool.
It is. It is. Let's see, what else do we have that night? A lot of the businesses are open. Oh, the Grinch usually makes an appearance, and Cindy Lou Who comes with him. It's just a fun little evening. Oh, the Christmas tree. We do have a mascot, and sometimes you'll see the mascot running around. And then we have a North Pole that does stay open all year round, but we're getting it ready for Santa. And then Santa comes at 6 o'clock and throws the switch on the tree. And after he's done lighting the tree, then he goes down to the North Pole and he greets the kids until usually about 8:30, whereas they're still doing the virtual reality. Oh, and we usually have the Clydesdales horse and wagon rides, and I'm trying to think what else we have. We used to have a little train, but I was told it was used this year, so I have to find something to fill that spot. So it's a free night. I mean, it's a great night, and it's a great way to kick off the Christmas season. You won't leave without being in the Christmas spirit, I guarantee.
I think it sounds amazing. I think it sounds perfect. All right, Lynn, I've let you have your fun. Now we're going to have a couple serious questions here.
Okay.
I'm in live music. I'm in live entertainment. So I always ask these two questions just for my personal inventory. I want the best concert you've ever been to, Lynn.
Oh, wow. Well, I have seen The King. I have seen George Strait, but I do have to say Bob Seger was the best concert.
All right. Where did you see him at?
Denver Coliseum.
Okay. Okay. All right. Dead or alive? Dead or alive. You can bring one musical actor artist to Waukene, Kansas. Who would you bring for your community?
Jeez. I missed Tammy Wynette in Waukene in the 1980s, and
Oh my gosh.
I love Tammy Wynette. Dead or alive? Okay, am I doing this to bring people to Waukene, or am I doing this to satisfy my own?
No, you're doing this to satisfy your own.
Then I would probably say Tammy Wynette.
Mm.
You know, it's one of those lost opportunities that I would love to have back.
Yeah, I think we all have those. I think we all have those. Lynette, how do people find out more about what you guys are doing there for the holiday season in Waukene?
Waukene.org.
That was easy.
Yeah, that is easy. Yeah, as long as they remember it's .org. We have a new website that we are in the process of building called WaukeneMainStreet.com, but it is just being built, so it's not live yet, and will probably be a little rough to begin. So Waukene.org is up to date, and of course it does provide my email and my phone number, and as you can tell, I love to talk to people and email them back. So but yeah, Waukene.org is where they can find out more about what's going on, because we do have a couple other festivals that we do during the year that are kind of fun. We do a Buzzard Bash, which is a lot of fun, and a big car show, and those are our two specialty festivals.
Perfect. So, Lynelle,
okay.
Shubert, you've done a great job today.
Wait a minute.
Thank you.
I have one more little plug.
What?
Because we are the Christmas City of the High Plains, I just want to share that if you are driving along I-70 and you need to stretch your legs, our little North Pole is open 24/7. You can go in there and you can take your picture with Santa Claus on the front porch of his house. You can be a snowman. There is a big mural of our tree if it's does not happen to be up. So stop in, stretch your legs, say hello, and now I'm done. Waukene.org.
Thank you for being on with us, Lynelle.
Well, thank you for asking me.
You're welcome.
Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of wine and an old dirt road. Are you ready to go if you want to?